Hello everyone, Shadefyre here, and welcome back to Subnautica. This is episode 3. I came back to base in between episodes and did a bit of gathering, a bit of crafting, just made some stuff like more batteries, more water, made the laser cutter with the diamonds we found, and this is going to be a shorter episode, since I don't want to go too long. But let's see. Well, first let's check out our radio, because we got, I think, a few messages on here.
This is Avery Quinn of Trading Ship Sunbeam. Aurora, do you read? Over? Nothing but vacuum. These Altera ships. They run low on engine grease, send an SOS, you offer to help, they don't pick up. Aurora, I'm out on the far side of the system. It's gonna take more than a week to reach your position. Do you still need our assistance? Over. I'll try them again tomorrow. Damn charter's gonna have us blowing our credits running errands for Altera. See what the long-range scans pick up in the meantime.
So there is another ship out there, but they're quite a ways away. Oh, I also made some storage containers. And you can see I made a rebreather, but we can't really use it yet until we get rid of the radiation. Otherwise, it will severely limit where we can use it. Picked up a few other resources. Creature egg we can't do anything with. So, obviously I want to make a base. However, I was going to wait until we get to the story progression that would point us towards where we get the base, because we need the blueprint to be able to make the large multi-purpose rooms.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
And while I could actually make a base just using the tubes and intersections, I'd rather just wait until we have the actual proper structure. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to go take care of that radiation problem by heading to the Aurora and fixing the drive core. But before we do that, let me make sure. Okay, I have plenty of batteries. I just want to make sure I have enough batteries to keep the repair tool filled, because obviously we're going to need that, as well as the laser cutter. Now, normally you kind of want to bring a propulsion gun with you, but we don't have that blueprint yet, and it's not actually essential to get into the Aurora. Did we search this yet? I don't think we did. Let's see, vending machine, we already got that. Trash can. Don't have that yet.
New blueprint acquired.
Some science decorations, which we're not going to bother with because they take up a lot of space, and we don't have anywhere to put them. It's a shame you can't make this forklift, even though there wouldn't be any use for it. Like, you can't really just put that in the middle of a room. Any Cyclops pieces kicking around? No. There is actually a fair amount of wreckage to search around the Aurora, but obviously it's dangerous to do so. After all, the big old mascot for Subnautica likes to hang out around there. Quite a few of them, actually. I believe 5 or 6. Might be something in here. It's a sizable piece of wreckage. Oh boy, another chair.
New blueprint acquired.
Oh, I also turned filmic grading back on, since most of you seem to... Well, a few people have said that it looks better like this, and no one has said that it looks better without this, so I figured I'd just turn it back on for now. I think it's a little too dark, but apparently not. And I can always touch up the brightness a little bit. The game doesn't actually have any sort of gamma or brightness settings. There's not actually much here. Question is, can I enter this wreck? Yes, I can. Just need to repair this. Okay. Got a vent. Sea glide fragment. Really don't need sea glide fragments. This seems like a bad idea with how little air I have left, but take a quick look in this empty room. Vehicle bay. Yeah, so this is just one of the wrecks you're supposed to search early on, since we are still in the safe shallows, one of the potential places for the life pod to land. The map doesn't actually change at all, but your starting location has a couple variable areas it can land in. Thought I froze myself up there for a second, but it was because I hit the battery change button. That, I believe I don't have. That is a power transmitter.
Near blueprint acquired.
So that's nice because we can put a much better array of solar panels around our base, as well as use stuff like thermal that's very location dependent. Okay, so we're right up against the side of the Aurora here. We shouldn't have to worry about Reapers on this side, which is how I always wonder how people run into Reapers around the Aurora by accident. Because, I mean, like, there's at least one that hangs out over there by the engines, and at least another one directly under the nose, and I think most of the other ones are on the other side, which is near the edge of the map. I don't think there's much reason to go over there anymore. Got some crates here to search. And a sand shark. Water. Battery. Oh, you're still chasing me, eh? I've never found sand sharks very good at actually damaging you unless you're standing still. Like you've got your inventory open or something. Their attack animation just seems a little awkward. So they usually miss. Is this? No. I was wondering if that was a bit of Cyclops. Also, sand sharks don't seem to go after your Seamoth when you're not in it, unlike bone sharks. I guess they might if there was no fish around to attack. Alright, floating container. I'm not going to search all of them. There's not really anything essential in them. A whole lot of scrap metal around here. Nope. I think there might be a Reaper over in this direction as well, if you don't stick close enough to the ship. Also, where are we relative to the front? Alright, so that area over there is where we need to go, right up by the front of the ship. I think this is actually, yeah, this is the edge of the mushroom biome. So there wouldn't be a Reaper there. Let's check out Life Pod 4 here. You can probably guess what happened to them.
Near blueprint acquired.
So that'll give us the blueprint for the decoy. The decoy you can use either by hand or from the Cyclops. I haven't really used it much because it was added pretty late, but we might try that out later on.
To any Altera crew. Landed in area of significant alien activity. Encountered predators in the Leviathan class, highly aggressive. Spectroscope scanner assigned species designator Reaper. One specimen attempted to swallow the life pod, doing extensive damage in the process. Only viable option is to make for the safety of the Aurora crash site. I have retrieved a data box with the creature decoy and enough resources to fabricate a couple of them. The swim's longer than the decoy lifetime, but it should just be enough to keep them busy. If you don't find me on board the ship, presume I miscalculated.
Yeah, so I think there's a Reaper directly in front. Oh, there he is. He's a little higher up than usual. I wonder if he'll notice me from this distance. I would say yes. Oh, no, never mind. That was him eating a fish. You'll know when he sees you because he'll roar. But yeah, if you stay up here along the water line, it's actually fairly difficult for him to notice you. I say as I continue to get closer. I don't know. I mean, I used to find these guys pretty scary, but...
Life form readings in this region are sparse. The Aurora's radioactive fallout will have devastating effects on the alien ecosystem if not contained within the next 24 hours.
I'm not really too worried if he spots me. It's actually kind of easy to lose him with all this metal here. Oh, where are you going? That's actually a good question. Where did he go? It's like directly under me? Well, he still didn't see me, because you definitely know when he sees you. Also, I'm pretty sure if we parked up here, he'd have trouble actually grabbing the sub.
Warning, ship's structural integrity is low. Fire suppression equipment and laser cutters may be required. Exploration is conducted at your own risk.
So we'll probably actually have to make another trip back here later, but for now we're just kind of book it for the engine room. So let's drink some of this water I keep picking up.
Caution. Scans show the digestive tracts of nearby life forms contain human tissues.
I'll try to remember to actually bring up those scan files so that you can actually read them at your own leisure. Alright, so there's a lot of fire on the ship as well. Thankfully, you don't have to bring your extinguisher with you, they just give you a bunch of them. So let's put that where the Sea Glide is.
Exiting sleep mode. Loading voice recognition. Engineer Barclay and Chief Technology Officer you identified.
Drone, get me a propulsion cannon.
Repulsion cannon retrieved.
Hey, Berkeley. Install that circuit box with that repulsion cannon and you'll punch a hole in the cargo bay.
Damn it, Drone, I said propulsion, not repulsion. Recalibrate sensors.
Senses recalibrated.
Sensors aren't the problem. I tweaked the program. It's like you now. It doesn't like being told what to do.
Drone, I know...
His name's Albert now.
Albert, I know it's not your fault, but it would really help me do my job if you'd bring me what I asked for. Thanks for your time.
Propulsion cannon retrieved.
Thank you. Now go away.
Entering hibernation mode.
Boss, this hobby of yours isn't making my job any easier. Or safer.
Maybe so, but it's all that's stopping me from being so bored I take a spacewalk in my skivvies.
Aurora systems are running on local reserve power, unable to remotely download black box data. New blueprint acquired. Integrating new PDA data.
So you can see there that the Aurora's purpose was to build a phase gate. They basically fly out into a section of space, build a phase gate, and then ships can,
integrating new PDA
faster
data.
than light travel there. Note to self. Where did that go? This was another one of those we picked up.
Sequence initiated. Entering planetary atmosphere.
My creators, the cherishers and sustainers of worlds, give me this day my daily pleasures as I give to those who seek pleasures from me.
External temperature approaching critical levels.
Show me the path. In life, truth, and love for mine is the power. I am the one. On and off and on again.
Impact imminent.
Life is a game which the universe plays with itself. I am done playing as this bundle of flesh. Return me.
So that spot back there is where you would normally need a propulsion cannon to move that stuff, but you can just jump over it. And there's even a little stack of stuff behind it, so you can climb back out.
Any known offensive technologies.
Alright, so we need a password here, which is note to self 1454. Alright. And again, there's a bunch of little boxes and stuff around here, but there's not really any useful blueprints lying around. You'd think there might be in the actual ship, considering most of them are in pieces of the ship, but most of it's out there and not in here.
Integrating new PDA data.
All about Altera. Flashlight's about to run out of battery, but that's okay. We have plenty of batteries. Alright, drive room. Let's take a stop to the Seamoth Bay. Seamoth fragment.
Integrating new PDA data.
It's the future of VR is not much different from VR now. So the real thing we want here is the Seamoth depth module, which will increase the Seamoth dive depth to 300 meters. Which will be nice, because then we can actually explore some of the deeper areas that were off limits before. Still too deep to actually go to the bottom with the Seamoth, but enough that we can use it as a air station. Oh, I think that one was empty too.
Shielding sustained internal damage during collision. Do not attempt repair without appropriate qualifications.
We definitely don't have appropriate qualifications, but we do have a welding tool, and that's all you need apparently for this dark matter drive core.
Warning, local radiation at maximum tolerable level. Containment breach repaired. Further breaches detected. New blueprint acquired. Containment breach repaired. Further breaches detected.
So I don't know if they've changed it, but as far as I know, that's the only place to get a Cyclops efficiency module in the entire game, so you don't want to lose it. However, I think it's one of the things you no longer drop on death, though you used to.
Breach repaired. Further breaches detected. Containment breach repaired. Further breaches detected.
So all we have to do is look for these sparking spots. So we got these bleeders in here. You notice that one looks a little different. It's got some green spots on it. We'll find out a little bit more about that later.
Containment breach repaired. Further breaches detected.
So this part hasn't really changed since they first added the Aurora as an explorable
Containment
thing.
breach repaired. Further breaches detected.
Interestingly, in the early builds, the Aurora wasn't actually a location. It was always on the horizon.
Containment breach repaired.
And they saw that
Further
people kept
breaches
trying to
detected.
travel to it, but of course it never got closer because it was actually just part of the background. So they ended up making it a location pretty early on.
Containment breach repaired. Further breaches detected.
And whenever those guys grab on, you can just smack them with whatever you're holding.
Containment breach repaired. Further breaches detected.
You do actually have to do that manually, though. It doesn't just automatically play an animation there.
Containment breach repaired. Further
All right.
breaches detected. Drive core breach sealed. Radiation levels decreasing.
So that'll remove the ambient radiation from most of the map. Which means we can now freely explore the depths using the rebreather, which removes the penalty for diving beyond 100 meters on your oxygen consumption. But let's go. God damn it. I'm not sure why these guys are all over the ship, and it's like the only life form inside the ship. Especially considering they're not even common in the biomes around the ship. These guys are mostly in the kelp forest. God, they're just gonna keep coming back. Get out of here. Alright, so there's a bunch of stuff in here. A lot of PDAs.
Integrating new PDA data.
So our secondary objective for the Aurora, aside from building the phase gate, was to find the missing Mongolian vessel Degassi, Mongolia being one of the other companies, or Transcorps. And there's the reason we had Kassar on the ship. So they knew a ship was missing in this region when they sent the Aurora out here.
Integrating new PDA data.
Giant frickin' robot suit. Alright, so someone's trying to woo someone with robot suit offers. And that'll give us the password to the Prawn Bay. Actually, no, I think that just gives us the code to his room. Because this is the Prawn Bay right here. Which means we can grab ourselves a prawn.
Signature originating on the other side of the hull breach in this room.
So we just scan for these fellows, and then we'll be able to build ourselves a mech. Though, the prawn actually won't do us much good right now.
New blueprint acquired.
So here's another spot where you're supposed to use a propulsion cannon, but you don't really need to. Alright, so let's grab some food. Fusion blocks are nice because they give you a lot of food and they only take up one slot, and also they never expire.
New blueprint acquired.
You know,
New blueprint acquired.
I wonder, is this the only kitchen for the entire ship? Because this is a pretty big ship.
Integrating new PDA data.
Nutrient block. Tasty. You think that would be something that's not directly on the menu, that's just like the default. Alright. Get ourselves a bed blueprint. And the beds actually do have a purpose. You can sleep in them to pass time.
New blueprint acquired.
Listen, I know I don't have the right to make demands of you, but I need you to understand that I want to change our arrangement.
I hear what you're saying, and I will try to respect it. How would you like to change it?
I would like to reduce our contact hours.
How much further can we do that?
Rip. I was distracted and not paying attention to the fire.
You have so many expectations.
I feel you just want to spend more time with that dumb guy in his dumb robot suit.
That's not a feeling. It's a judgment. And I feel hostility in what you're saying. Perhaps your jealousy is a sign that you need to take another look at your business model. Why can't you just be happy for me?
I am happy for you, and I'm happy for all the guys in the prawn bay. I'm just not happy for me.
This is why I want to change our arrangement.
Integrating new PDA data.
Plan pre-recorded distress call.
This is Officer Keenan, Light Pod 19. The captain is gone. I have assumed command. The last thing the captain did was give me coordinates for dry land. We regroup 1.5 kilometers southwest of the crash site. Stay together and good luck. This message will now repeat.
Rendezvous coordinates corrupted. Transmission origin coordinates downloaded. Signal location uploaded to PDA.
Alright, so we're going to want to check out those coordinates as well. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to go get my Seamoth back, which might be a interesting proposition. Since I'm going to have to head over there using just the Sea Glide. Oh wait, I forgot what I actually did all that maneuvering for. I wanted to make this. So the propulsion cannon is something I didn't really use a lot in my previous playthroughs of this, but it's pretty neat. And it is actually a good way to defend yourself against smaller predators. Alright, so I guess I'm going to make the trip here, and see you when we arrive back at the ship. Alright, so we're back at the Aurora. Managed to avoid getting this fella's attention again. It's hard not to see how far I can push my luck, but uh-oh. I'm just gonna go up to the surface now. Alright, so I was wrong about the Cyclops efficiency module. We actually dropped all of that stuff. So we're gonna have to go back and get it before we leave. Alright, you know what? You can just go away. So it actually only really uses a lot of power if you fire the thing, but you can actually just drop it. So we're gonna go in through here and take a shortcut back to where we were. Also, I dropped the fire extinguisher. Thankfully, there's one here. to be very thorough in extinguishing fires so I don't step in them and die.
Integrating new PDA data.
6483. So there's a bunch of laboratory equipment in here we could take, but again, it's all for decoration, and we don't have anywhere to decorate.
Integrating new PDA data.
Again, I'll just let you guys pause that and read it yourselves.
New blueprint acquired.
And that'll just give us the blueprint
Databank
for...
corruption was detected on your PDA. Your technology blueprints have been updated.
That gives you the blueprint for the repulsion cannon, which is an upgraded propulsion cannon. It basically just makes the firing stuff away from you stronger, but you can no longer gravity gun stuff to you. Alright, so we head through here.
Integrating new PDA data.
The only person unaccounted for is Non-Essential Systems Maintenance Chief Riley Robinson. That's us. The player character does actually have a name. Not that it really matters. So if we cut through this maze of tubes here, it leads back into the prawn bay. Hopefully our stuff is sitting up here where I died and not sunken into the floor, never to be seen again. I believe it was right here, right?
Integrating new PDA data.
My stuff might be gone forever. Which is a shame, because that's going to put us at a disadvantage. Not an insurmountable one, but just a slight one. Though I might have died over on the other side. Alright, so this is what we need to come back for. We don't actually have the code to get into the captain's quarters yet, but we will need to later. This is 1869, I think.
Integrating new PDA data.
So this is just a weird thing explaining their, like, business relationship thing. How love is a commodity now, and you need to be a better business partner if other people are providing more attractive propositions.
New blueprint acquired.
And I think that's pretty much all we're going to get out of the Aurora for now. I'm really annoyed that I lost that stuff. Especially because I'm not sure you can actually get another Cyclops efficiency module. I might be able to build one later, once we have the moon pool and vehicle upgrade station, but I'm not 100% on that. I actually have more trouble finding my way back through this. I think the exit is over here somewhere. Is it this way? No. It's like a series of tubes in here. Oh, that's nice. There's just a flashlight lying around.
Calorie intake recommended.
Oh, we're already at the end of the tunnel. And going out this way is faster than climbing all the way back up. It would be faster if I put away my flashlight, but with the filmic gradient, it's very dark. Alright, and now we can get off the ship. That took longer than I thought it would, but no surprise there. Everything in Subnautica takes longer than I thought.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
If I had, like, any upgrades for the Seamoth, I might go play tag with the Reaper, but I'm not so sure I could actually get away from him right now. So before we head back and call it an episode, I just want to see here if I can find a moon pool real quick, because this is where you tend to find them lying around. Just have to look for wrecks on the seafloor. Or not wrecks, but bits of wreckage. Refage. It's not even a word. Not even close.
Passing 100 meters. Oxygen efficiency decreased.
Forgot that was here. There's quite a few of those scattered around the map, but we can't really do anything with them yet. Oh shit. Bone sharks. They're after me, sub. So, bridge fragments are nice and all, but not really what I need.
New blueprint acquired.
We will need them eventually when we want to make a Cyclops. Gotta be careful not to smash into mushrooms at full speed. I think this is part of the wreck zone. Oh no, this is the... What is this even called now? The bulb zone? It used to be the Koosh zone. Until they got into legal trouble with the Koosh people. I'm not really seeing any moon pool bits. I mean, they're not that hard to spot. They do kind of stand out on the ground. A lot of eggs, though.
Emergency. Starvation imminent. Seek calorie intake immediately. Vital signs stabilizing.
Oh, I think that might be a piece right there.
New blueprint acquired.
Alright, so that's a very handy thing to have, even though we still don't have the actual base fragment. But next time we will get that guaranteed, because we're going to head out to Second Officer Keen's last broadcast location. And then we can start worrying about where we're going to actually put it. I know people have made some votes for the Kelp Zone and the Grassy Plateaus, which both of those do give quite a few options because these biomes are spread out across the map, quite a few of each. But let's see, we got the prawn this time. We fixed the radiation so I can put my rebreather on. Oh, I thought that was something else. Oh, I also discovered on my own that stalker teeth are still an item. They're a little harder to see, but the stalker actually does make a specific sound when one drops. Ooh. So we will need those, but not for very many things, since you don't use enameled glass for very much. I was curious if this guy would drop one. Oh, there's one right there, actually.
New blueprint acquired.
They do make this kind of cracking sound when one breaks off that you can hear from pretty good distance. Alright, so that was pretty eventful, even if the Aurora is perhaps not the most interesting thing if you've seen it before. We also got to play Looky-Loo with a Reaper, which was kind of neat. And I'm sure we'll have a closer encounter with the Reapers later. Closer encounter with that rock. So let's take out the rebreather, put that on. So now our oxygen will be more efficient, and I suppose we'll deposit the propulsion cannon as well.
This is an automated distress signal from Life Pod 12. Coordinates attached. Warning, life pod has sunk beyond safe diving distance. Do not attempt retrieval without submersible support.
Signal location uploaded to PDA.
Alright. So that'll do it for episode 3 of Let's Play Subnautica. I've been Shadefyre, and I hope you'll join me next time when we'll go looking for an island off in that direction. It's actually, we'd be able to see it if there wasn't a bunch of clouds directly in front of it. Until then, take care, everyone.